So, instead of raking leaves today, I'm on the ferry boat smelling the fumes from the bunker oil. There goes the other one. Heading to New York. The itinerary that I have says it leaves at 3:03. Well, at 2:55 I pulled up with 8 minutes to go, and they were just about to put the rope across, and I zoomed down the runway with my 6.5 turbo weasel, and I made it onto the ferry. And that guy there, they said, no, you're too late, but he snuck on anyways. Oh, this is what I smell. Navigator. I'll buy one of those one day in California. My buddy Spike Punk just bought a two-wheel drive Suburban, and he put turn signal lamps on the mirrors right over there. I had to stick them on with double-sided tape because the cheap Chinese junk didn't work. I just had this thing washed at the car wash. $8 if you get 6 washes, one's free. You can see all the buffing marks from Pisser, and I got to get some studs for that. I've already sent 2 emails to guys that sell stuff on eBay, and they don't have the right studs. Well, how could they not have the right studs for a 3/4 ton? It's just not a big deal. And the wheel lock, if I get a flat, I just realized the wheel lock is sitting on my kitchen table. Oops. Hope I don't get a flat because I don't have the wheel lock key. So I checked the oil this morning after I started it. The power steering was humming away because it leaks. So I turned it off and checked the oil. The oil was a bit low, but I'll wait till it's warm to check it when it can drain back into the oil can. But the water level was just that far below the top of the overflow bottle, so it looks like it's repaired, temporarily at least. Suburban and an Excursion 7.3 school bus. Yeah, maybe I'll buy one of those, bring it back. Pickup trucks sell a lot better. Suburbans aren't the hottest to resell. But I like the comfort and convenience of being able to sleep in the back if I have to. So we're heading from New York, the Adirondacks, to Vermont. It costs $10 to ride the ferry boat, $9.40, and if you buy coupons, you get a 10% discount, kind of, sort of. What's doing in the engine room? Big pistons going up and down in the engine room, electric motors. EFH, don't want to get caught spying in the engine room. I watched the movie Captain Phillips. Pretty good movie, even though they say that the representation isn't exact, but nothing ever is, it's fiction. And then last night I went to see a movie, Executive Action, with Burt Lancaster, shot in 1970. And it talks about the Lee Harvey Oswald CIA conspiracy cover-up. It's a pretty B-rated movie, but it was still fun to watch nevertheless. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Executive Action. They had a few mistakes. They showed the microphones drop down into the scene. I didn't notice it, but somebody else did. And they also had a 64 Chevy pulling away when it was in August of 63. And they had a 1970 Ford van in November 63. So a couple little small mistakes, but it was still very interesting. And then there was a discussion about the tower, the third tower that collapsed on September 11th. And apparently it looks like it was brought down by a controlled demolition. And the conspiracy theory, which, boy, Ed Asner narrated this 15-minute video that I watched. Pretty convincing. 1,000 architects and engineers say that these Taliban nutcases that hijacked the planes were just fall guys, that they thought they were crashing into buildings to make them collapse, when in fact it was a controlled explosion to start a war in Iraq. And you have to see this. AE9/11.org. Architects and engineers. It's quite the conspiracy movie, I tell you. Well produced and makes you think that there's something more going on. And why did the third 47-story tower just collapse upon itself when there was barely any fire going inside? So that's what I watched last night. executive action, the Lee Harvey Oswald conspiracy theory that he was just a fall guy, that he really didn't kill Kennedy. There was 3 men, one in the book depository, one on the grassy knoll, and one behind a fence. Interesting. Rent the movie, Executive Action. Bad name for that movie. Alrighty, Mr. Muggs is all comfy. And I'm going to get a piece of 1961 furniture, a Zenith Cobra-matic AM/FM record changer in Deerfield, Mass. 200 miles away. Crank her up! And off we go. Headlights on for safety. One day I'm going to put on my daytime running light module because Mrs. CW doesn't remember to turn the headlights on, and I don't remember to turn them off. And off we go from the ferry. We love it. Toodaloo. Yep. Water level is low. We need a good snowfall this winter. Who knows what winter will bring? Lots of snow, no snow, nobody knows. Not even the Farmer's Almanac. Beautiful Lake Champlain. Nice, huh? There's a nice garage. Too bad they got the doors under the roof where the water drops off. Put the doors in the gable end, it would seem to me. Don't worry about snow piling up, etc. Jap scrap. They're running well, those little Jap cars. Except Spike Punk was telling me his neighbor's got a Mazda 3. And it blew the motor with 70,000 miles. Just kablooey. Just out of warranty. Boom! Junk. I don't know, some of them go forever, and some don't. I'm gonna make this video just a little longer after I finished talking about the conspiracy theory of 9/11. They found some special explosives on the construction site. Just watch the, wouldn't call it propaganda, it's just somebody else's theory that the tower, all the 3 towers just collapsed too well. It's controlled. It took months to put the explosives in. Airplanes wouldn't have brought them down. They shouldn't have melted. It's very interesting, I tell you. Sometimes there's things that you just don't know are going on. You think you know it all. You think you got it all under control. You think you believe. If we lived in the Midwest, anywhere west maybe of Chicago, just everything would be Obama. Obama. It's Obama. Well, it was George Bush that was in charge, and just think who the vice president was, what company he ran. Yeah, I'm a believer. It sounds like it. I'll see you in a bit. On our way to Deerfield, Massachusetts. From Vermont. Looking for that big fishy. Look at those white caps on the high seas. We're on the sandbar. It splits up. North Hero from South Hero. It's duck hunting season. Saw some ducks around the duck blind when I went by here last week, taking Mrs. CW to the airport, and all the ducks were hanging around the duck blinds. I wonder if they bait the duck blinds or something, because sure were popular spots for the duckies. Oops, sorry about that. A little shaky. The water is very shallow here. Very, very shallow. Goes out quite a bit. You can walk out really far. Doesn't dip at all, even though Lake Champlain is a very deep lake at the center. It's only a couple miles, 3 kilometers wide, but it's a very deep lake. They say too deep to put a bridge in, but I don't believe that. You can put a bridge anywhere that you want to. Put one in Afghanistan or Iraq. You can put one on Lake Champlain. All the duck blinds are waiting for the duckies. I don't know why you'd want to shoot a poor duck, but I guess there's hunters for everything. Here's the swamp. A couple years ago, the water was over the road on the other side. Bird sanctuary. Probably some moose in here too. Some cormorants. There's a bird's nest. Yep. Nest provisions. And there's one there.